Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Green Bay Packers and the Los Angeles Chargers. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This will be taken very short. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
At their own 33-yard line.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They'll go with their leading rusher from the season ago. This is Aaron Jones. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
39-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Let's go, defense. Out of time.
Al Rodgers. And left side here, it's Graham. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
A gain of 9 yards.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations. But a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
258.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Uchenna Nwosu got the sack there.
And that's their first sack of this game. But how about last week? 6 sacks. Great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Rodgers now to throw. Looking deep for Adams. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Nasir Adderley, the rookie from Delaware. They are in a zone. Remember, folks, 4 interceptions for this defense a week ago. First drive, make it number 5.
And the focal point will be the people who pick the ball out of the air. But let's not forget, to make that happen, there has to be an excellent pass rush, terrific coverage where they are plastered to the receivers, and then, of course...
And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Rashawn Gary in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Melvin Gordon, the 2-time Pro Bowler. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down. To throw is Rivers. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. Allen, the intended receiver. Not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop it right around the 1. One back in the game. That's Jones, 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. This Charger defense continuing to hold the line. Now it's a 3rd and goal situation. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Joey Bosa has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. That's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Charger drive about to get going. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. On 2nd and 9, Rivers into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Open on the left side, this is Valdez-Scantling. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Here I come again.
Hey, pick 26.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 11 yards there. 1st down.
1st down, Packers.
No. 318.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And incomplete. An excellent play downfield. Should have been picked off, really. But 2nd down instead.
Have to give a lot of credit to the defense on that play. They were prepared. Ordinarily, when they take the big shot downfield to the big guy, that's usually a mismatch that the offense is used to winning. But the preparation showed for the defense, and they were able to bat it away.
On 2nd and 10, Rodgers, blitz coming, and down he goes.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Got a man, that's Allison. And he gets it down to the 32. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because The receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 receptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Chance. Watch it.
From the gun, Rivers. That is incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of the story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded.
42's the mark. Drop deep. Wait. You.
On 2nd down, Rivers again. Quick slant, caught by Moore. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a first down on a gain of 10. And by the way, it's worth noting that the Packers are one of 3 teams that Phillip Rivers has never beaten in his long career in the league. Carolina is one, of course, his own team, the Chargers, another, and then the Packers rounding out the 3. So they got him coming up from his linebacker spot.
And sometimes the position designation really doesn't matter. If you creep up to the line of scrimmage, you just have to look for the football. Make sure it moves before you do.
They will come up on a 1st and 5 following the encroachment penalty.
Move. We got 3, fellas. We got 3. Bang. Kill.
Right, hot.
Following the penalty, here's Gordon. Jair Alexander up to make the tackle.
Only 4 yards on that gain, but, a lot of people would say that's like getting 9 in normal circumstances since this was 1st and 5.
Yeah, now your playbook's wide open here, 2nd and very short.
Yeah, I still don't think that you can count it in the stats that way at contract time.
No, it still goes down as 4, not 9.
Slam.
A first carry now for Alex Collins. There goes Alex Collins. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
A first red zone opportunity here for the Chargers. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15.
Check 3. Check 24. Hey, check 24.
Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Packers' 16-yard line.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Right. Let's go. Hey, high 7. Switch it. Alpha.
Check.
load it.
On second down now, it's Gordon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
The last 2 plays each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12.
56, Mike, 56, right there, 56. Watch the screen. Pass.
Hey, I'm going to go load it. Flex.
Rivers dancing to his left. He may try and run for this. Now a hit, and Rivers lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. Accelerating, and off he goes. The 20, 10. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. Oh, backbreaker. That'll drive the coach, the offensive coordinator, just crazy. You get it all the way down there in the red zone, can't capitalize. Instead, they go the other way on the fumble return for a touchdown.
How about the aggressiveness of the defense, though? They're not about to just fall on a fumble, are they? Scoop and score is their motto, and they just did it.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Thought they were going to force a 4th down. Instead, P.I. gives them the first.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really, really be demoralizing.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Throwing, Rivers steps away to his left. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Select the team.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
Deuce. 6 guys. Check 6 guys.
On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. So now then the penalty's got them set up with a 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. Gordon. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Melvin Gordon with touchdown number 12 on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point by Badgley up and good, and it's now 13-7. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw is Rodgers. To throw again. To Valdez-Scantling over the middle. And a loose football. And picked up by the Chargers. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
Check pass, check pass. Rush in, rush in, rush in.
Rivers now after the fumble recovery, eluding the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Now Rivers. Benjamin with it over the middle. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. Here's Rivers. Going to throw deep for the end zone. He finds his receiver Williams for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Extra point by Badgley up and good. And that will give him the lead here as we get on towards halftime. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Under a minute to play here in the half. Time for a late drive?
It makes sense when you think about it. Hey, try and get a field goal, give yourself a lead going into the half. But if you're going to do this, you better have supreme trust in your quarterback. Supreme trust in the guy's going to handle the football. Because if you turn it over here, not only do you go in down at the half, you've given the momentum squarely to your opponent.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. The Packers on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. Throwing is Rodgers. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion.
26 yards.
Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. Doesn't even need to be a...
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. To throw is Rodgers. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. A final shot before half for Rodgers. He wants it all for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Let's go. The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Set. 180.
Mark 56. You go night-night. Start up night-night.
On 2nd down, it's Gordon, and he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. The first-round pick, Jair Alexander, making the tackle.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Check 13. Orange 5-4. Done.
Rivers now. Got a man. It's complete. Williams. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
You got tight right there. Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Shift.
80 weapon.
Check.
Q.
Over here. I need one over here.
Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Mike's 4-2. Mike's 4-2.
Hey,
To throw on 2nd and 6. Rivers going deep here for Allen. And that's caught inside the 30. He's by himself. Keenan Allen. Touchdown, LA. Keenan Allen, his 5th touchdown now on the year. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead is up to 8. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. That's complete to his running back, Grant. Now a loose football. The ball comes out and picked up by the Chargers. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
They'll try and get the ground game going. Here's Gordon. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Check nickel.
Hey, Delta!
On the jet sweep, here comes more. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Hey, come on now. Let's go. Mike 42. Mike 42.
Brown! It's behind!
Now Rivers. And he's got his target. That's Moore. And he coughed it up. And the Packers pick it up. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. So they were down by a touchdown, probably just hoping the defense could hold them, maybe force the punt. Instead, they force the turnover and take it into the house.
Well, the plan was perfect. That's exactly what they wanted. Instead, they got a lot more than that. Big-time capitalization by taking the ball away and putting it in the end zone.
So now Rodgers will lead the Packers up to go for 2. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Derwin James with a pick. And a short return to the 6-yard line.